Welcome back again to the topic electricity of class 10, and today we'll cover the subtopic what I have written on the right hand side of the whiteboard, that is symbol and circuit diagram. Ohm's law, resistance depends on some factors, resistivity, series combination of resistance, parallel combination of resistance, advantage and disadvantage of series and parallel combination of resistance. We'll start with the chapter that is the symbol and circuit diagram. If you skip my previous tutorial, what I have discussed in the previous class, then tap on the I button on your top right screen. Then you will be able to watch my previous video. Okay, now today we'll start from symbol and circuit diagram. Actually, for each and every electrical component, there is a symbol. We have introduced symbol because it will be easier to represent and easier to understand, and it will consume less time to write. So that's why symbol are necessary. Schematic diagram is also necessary. Instead of drawing the whole figure with the physical appearance for each of the electrical components, it will be better, it will be easier to represent with symbol and schematic diagram. So first of all, cell, do you know, it will be like that. Then it will be battery of 2 cells. Now plug key will be like that is open. Now plug key, that is closed. Now switch, that is open. There is a switch open. Now switch closed. Now switch is closed. Now connecting wire like that. Wire joint will be like that. Wire crossing without joint. It will be like that. Wire crossing without joint. Resistance, the symbol of resistance will be like that. Variable resistance. Then rheostat will be. So these are the symbols. Symbol of bulb, that is symbol of ammeter. Plus minus obviously will be there. Ammeter will be connected, must be connected with the circuit in series. This is a symbol of voltmeter. It will always be connected parallel with the resistance in the circuit. And galvanometer, no polarity but 2 terminals are there. Make one circuit, a sample circuit, a schematic diagram of a circuit with some circuit components. So I have drawn one sample circuit diagram, schematic circuit diagram containing ammeter, voltmeter, resistance, rheostat, some wires, plug key and battery of 2 cells. Now the second topic, that is the Ohm's law, and this is a statement of Ohm's law that is written: according to Ohm's law, current I flows through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference V applied across its 2 ends, provided temperature and other physical conditions remain the same. That's why I have taken one wire. It has a resistance R. Suppose it has a resistance R, and at the A point, the 2 ends of the wire is A point and B point. The potential at A, that is VA, and potential at B, that is VB. And what is the potential difference? Suppose VA is greater potential with VB. If VA is greater potential with respect to VB, then current only flows in this direction. Current flows in this direction. So according to, we know, I have given you one example. If there is a 2 container, one container with, suppose one container is a second container. They are connected by a small pipe. If it is filled with water and it is filled with small water level, then what will happen? If you open these 2 ends, then water will flow from this container to that container. If the height is greater, then greater flow will be there. So it is, the water is flowing in which direction? From higher level of water to lower level of the water. So higher level to lower level. So same way, current is always flows from higher potential to lower potential. Now, so according to what will be the mathematical expression? So according to the Ohm's law, then it will be told I flows through a conductor is directly proportional. So I is proportional to, according to figure, I is proportional to potential difference. What will be the potential difference? That is VA minus VB. VA minus VB. It will let it be V. So VA minus VB. So now I is equal to, I will be proportional to V. Now I is some constant into V. Again I is equal to 1 by R, because we have to express with the resistance, then it will be V. K is equal to 1 by R. Now V is equal to IR. So this is nothing but the mathematical expression of Ohm's law, where R is the resistance and K, what I have taken, that is nothing but the conductance, the opposite of resistance. So then R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. Then from this relation we get what is resistance. So if we take V is equal to 1 in SI system, it will be 1 volt, and I is equal to 1 ampere. Then we define what is R. Then we can say if the two ends of the conductor is under 1 volt potential difference and current flows through it is 1 ampere, then 1 ohm resistance will be offered by the conductor. So the current will face some opposition when try to flow in this wire, and that type of opposition offered by the conductor is called the resistance. The unit of resistance is, it will be volt per ampere, that is V by A, that is ohm. That is called ohm, and symbol of ohm is that. So this is actually quantitative idea, that is a definition of resistance, but qualitatively I will give you the idea of the definition of resistance. Actually, suppose you are moving in a road. If the road is crowded, then there will be a greater chance of collision, and each and every collision your direction will be changed and you get more opposition. So if you face more trouble to move in a particular direction in a road, then I can say you are facing trouble. So trouble, opposition, what we call in the sense of physics, is called the resistance. What is happening inside, what is actually happening in the conductor? Suppose in a conductor, so these are the, suppose, positive ions. These are the positive ions in a conductor, and these are the electrons, the free electrons inside the conductor. So if you apply a potential difference across these two ends, then suppose this end is positive, this end is negative, that means you have connected one cell. Then what will happen? This electron move in this direction because this is positive potential, so electron itself is a negative, so they will be attracted to the positive potential, and in this side the electron will be repelled. So what will happen? The electron will rush in this direction, but you see, when they try to move in this direction, they will collide with the positive ion. Sometimes they will collide with the electron also. So due to this collision, the direction will be changed. Again, there will be a collision. Again, it will be changed. Again, collision. And so in this way, the velocity will be less. The drift velocity will move with the drift velocity, and electron face so many opposition. So this type of opposition, what is happening inside the conductor when it try to move, is called resistance. It is the origin of resistance. Now go to the third topic, that is resistance depends on some factors. Resistance depends on some factors. First of all, resistance depends on the nature of the material. Nature of the material. It also depends on the temperature of the material. Temperature of the material. Then it depends on, number 3, length of the conductor. Length of the conductor. Number 4, it will be the area of cross section of the conductor. It depends on nature of the material. So if you take aluminium, copper, iron, for each and every case, resistance will be different because the structure of the molecule, the atom are different, so they will offer different type of resistance. Temperature of the material. So what will happen actually, if the temperature increases, the movement of the molecules, the vibration of the molecules, and also the linear motions of the molecules will increase, so there will be a greater chance of collision. So I have told you what is resistance. Resistance actually arises due to the collision. If the temperature is increased, then there is a better chance of collision, and that's why the resistance will be increased. And now the length of the conductor, suppose that is L, and area of the cross section, that is A. So how they are related to the resistance? If we take the 3 and 4, then we can write resistance depends on L, length. It is directly proportional, because if the length of this conductor is increased, doubled, then resistance will also be doubled, because in this case the electron has to overcome the double resistance. the double path, double opposition, that's why. But if the area of cross section, this is the area of cross section, so if the area of cross section thick or thin, suppose it's thick conductor if we take, then there will be less chance of collision, they get space and less chance of collision will be there. Then it will be R varies as 1 by A. So if length increases, resistance increases. If area increases, then resistance decreases. If area decreases, then resistance increases. So this is the inversely proportional, they are related, it is related directly proportional. If we take these two things in a single equation, then we can write R is proportional to L by A. So R is equal to some constant L by A. So R where rho is equal to, rho is known as the specific resistance, or it will be resistivity. Now we have to define what is rho. Rho is a new entity we have introduced with. So what is rho? So we can write rho is equal to RA by L. So if we take L is equal to 1 meter in SI system, A is equal to 1 meter square, then we can write rho is equal to R, because A and L both are 1 by 1 is equal to 1. So rho is equal to R. So this is nothing but the quantitative definition of resistivity. What is resistivity then? If we take 1 meter square of conductor, the area of cross section we have taken 1 meter square and length we have taken 1 meter, then the resistance offered by the conductor is nothing but resistivity. So actually what is happening here? 1 meter square area of cross section, 1 meter length, then what is it? It is nothing but a cube of 1 meter. So it is nothing but the condition applied, that is a conductor of 1 meter cube. This condition will be fulfilled. You know, this, suppose this face is 1 meter square and the thickness is length 1 meter, then it will be nothing but a cube of 1 meter. Then this conductor, that is now a cube of 1 meter, side of 1 meter, then the resistance offered between the front face and the rear face is nothing but resistivity. So resistivity is more fundamental and its unit will be, so what is the unit of R? It is the ohm. What is the unit of A? That is a meter square. What is the unit of length? That is meter. Then meter. So what will be the unit of rho? That will be ohm meter. So unit of resistivity is known as the ohm meter. It is the fundamental, then resistance. Now go to the number 5, series combination of resistance. So we have taken two resistors, R1 and R2. Resistance looks like I have given in the inset. These are the actual resistors which is available in the market. And if we connect these resistances in this manner, R1 and R2, and make one circuit, this type of combinations are known as the series combination. And you have seen that these two ends are connected together and the remaining two ends are connected together. This type of combination is known as a parallel combination of the resistance. We have taken one cell of volt V and this is also a volt B. Now what will happen? Now current flowing this circuit is I, and here also current flows, that is also I. So what will be the equivalent resistance of the series combination? Instead of using these two resistances, if we use single resistance instead of two, then if it fulfilled, if then the current in the circuit is also I, if we not change V, then we can say, suppose instead of two resistance we have taken one resistance, that is RS, and in the circuit voltage we have kept same, that is V, and current is also the same in the previous connection. So then this RS will be equivalent resistance of R1 and R2. Then in this case what will be the equation? Then RS obviously it will be R1 plus R2 for case of a series resistance. And for the case of a parallel resistance, what will be? Suppose instead of these two resistances we have taken one resistance again, the same figure will be there, same figure. Same figure, that is I current, and this will be RP. Then 1 by RP is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, so if we attach extra one resistance with this, suppose R3 resistance, if we attach here R3, then one R3 will be added here, like so it will be R1. If we taken n resistance in a series, then it will be Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn plus Rn. Now if we taken a third resistance, suppose R3 here, then what will be the final equation? Then it will be 1 by R3. So instead of taking 3 resistance, if we take n number of resistance, then the equation will be 1 by Rp, P for parallel, is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus up to plus 1 by Rn dot 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 plus 1 by Rn. So now how the equation comes? Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So I am doing these things here. Now we are dealing with the 2 resistance only. It will be same for all resistances. Now this voltage will be dropped across this resistance and that resistance. We have taken the connecting wire has negligible resistance. If negligible resistance for the wire is there, then we know V is equal to 1 by, there is a formula according to the Ohm's law. If this wire does not contain any resistance, so R will be 0. If R will be 0, then voltage drop across this wire, this connecting wire will be 0. So voltage drop will be higher. The voltage drop will only be there across the resistances. Suppose V1 resistances, V1 will be there and V2 will be there. Experimentally it is proved that if it is 6 volt, then the voltage drop across R1 and R2 also be 6 volt. It will always be similar with the this volt. So in this way we can write V is equal to V1 plus V2. And what equation I have drawn for the equivalent, what will be the equivalent circuit? Equivalent circuit will be like that. I have drawn few minutes ago. It is the equivalent circuit, that is V, and that will be Rs. Then V is equal to, same current is flowing also. So from in this equation we can write according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IRs. So Rs will be equal to, so according to Ohm's law it will be V is equal to IRs. So write IRs. According to Ohm's law, apply Ohm's law in this across this resistance, it will be equal to IR1 formula, V is equal to IR, so IR1, and it will be I across the second resistance R2. Then we can write Rs is equal to R1 plus R2. Okay, proved. Now take the conditions for the current. In this case, the voltage across the 2 resistance will be same. So that is the difference. Here voltage across the 2 resistance, if we add, we get the main voltage, the driving voltage. But for the case of a parallel resistance, I have told you up to this no voltage drop occurs. So voltage drop only occurs across the resistances. So what volt we have applied in the cell, same voltage will be applied on R1 and R2. So same voltage appears up to this, and same way this voltage will appears here also. So what voltage I have fed, that is V, that actually appears across the 2 resistances. So in this way, so we cannot write the equation V is equal to V1 plus V2, because the voltage is V, here voltage is also V, here voltage is also V. So here what changes? The current changes. You see, this is the current. So some current will flows inside it, some current flows inside this. So in this equation, this I will be equal to I1 plus I2. So in this way, we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2. So what will be the equivalent resistance of this circuit? Suppose this is the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance for this circuit will be, I am drawing here once again, that is Rp, and this is V, and current flowing, that is I. So I is equal to, we know the equation, V is equal to IR, that is the main equation, guiding equation, that is Ohm's law. So I is equal to V by R, I is equal to V by R. So in this equation from, it is actually, so V by Rp is equal to I1, that means what is the voltage drop across this R1? V. So we can write V by, what is the resistance? R1, V R1 plus I2. I2 means this, what is the voltage across R2? Same way it will be V, current passing, that is I2, resistance is R2. Then we can write V by R2. Then it will be 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is the equation. If more than 2 or 3, more than 2 resistance are there, then it will be added in this way, 1 by R3, 1 by R3, 1 by R4, 1 by Rn. Okay. Now advantages and disadvantages of series and parallel combination. We choose parallel combination will be more advantageous with respect to the series connection, because I have told you the equivalent resistance for the case of a parallel combination is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. That means the equivalent resistance Rp always be less than the lesser resistance you have used in circuit. So moreover, actually in a nutshell, the total resistance in the circuit will be reduced. In case of a series combination, what is happening? For the series combination, all the resistance, individual resistance will be added up and give you the more resistance. That's why parallel resistance are with greater advantage. Now second, for the case of a parallel resistance, each and every appliances, they get 220 voltage. which is very essential. For the case of a series resistance, each and every appliances, they will not get the actual proper or a fixed voltage. 220 volt for live wire and 0 volt for the neutral wire, and inside it we have just attached bulb, fan and TV. All the appliances will get, that is the voltage difference. 220 minus 0 is equal to 220 volt, and according to their need, their current need is different. A bulb will draw which current, the fan will draw more current than that, and the TV will need more current than that. They will draw different current according to different resistances. So it can only be achieved for parallel resistances. And third thing that is very important for this case is that each and every on-off switch we can apply for case of a parallel combination. Suppose we want to switch off this bulb, then we can do that by keeping fan in switched on condition. Again, we can switch off TV, but it will not affect on the fan. If it is switched off, it can be switched on, but this condition cannot be achieved for the case of a series combination. In the series combination, if you switch off one appliances, the remaining appliances will be switched off. So okay, up to this, read this chapter carefully, and if you have a question, mail me. Thank you.